Hi YouTube! Dun 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 dun! It's Brianna here. I know, like missing in action, right? Um, it's been forever since I made a video, and I'm so sorry about that. I know I apologize in like all of my videos, but well, what can I say? I'm a little forgetful sometimes. Well, this is my summertime update, as High School Musical would put it. What time is it? Summertime. It's vacation for me, so I'm pretty relaxed and just not really caring about anything. Um, I don't have a job yet, which is kind of stupid actually because I need the money. I went to New Orleans for 2 weeks, so I'll have to tell you about that. And when I came back, well, I was only going to be in town for 6 weeks. So I thought, who's going to hire someone for 6 weeks for a summer job? Um, so I didn't apply anywhere. I didn't look. I figured that I could just depend on my clients for babysitting because my mom knows a lot of friends who just had babies, and she works with a lot of people in the hospital that need babysitters, and I'm here. I'm great. But so far, I've only had one person contact me, so I haven't been making a lot of money that way. But um, yeah, and there's been some daddy issues also going on, some boyfriend issues, and some best friend issues. Not all bad, but I will have to tell you about it all. Um, in New Orleans, my trip to New Orleans was great. Um, I got to spend a lot of time with my cousins, and I went to my Nana and Papa's new church, which was amazing. I felt so wonderful there at home, and just I know that it was kind of a life-changing point at that moment because I really needed to hear what the pastor said, and I really enjoyed it. My papa though, I want to say he's kind of a hypocrite just because um, he thinks he's all higher than thou, Mr. Mighty Preacher Man. And when he starts talking about the Bible or God, or he just gets on this sermon and he is on a roll, like there is no one stopping him from getting out everything that he has to say, and he just goes on and on and on. It's a little overbearing, I guess you could say. So I get kind of annoyed sometimes when I have to listen to him preach like that, which he did do quite a few times at the Bible study that he held at his house. But overall, that was fun. Um, my Nana, she knows this boy from her church, and she kept telling me, um, Brianna, I want you to meet him. I want you to date him. I'm trying to set you up. He's a great guy and everything. And at the time, I was dating James, my boyfriend at the time, um, which is clue for what I'm going to tell you later. So I was like, Nana, I have a boyfriend. I can't date someone who lives 3 states away. Long distance relationships never work. Besides, I'm only going to be in town for 2 weeks. And she was like, so that doesn't matter. That's, you should do it. Da 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 da. And it just made me laugh. It was silly. Um, but I met the guy, and my first impression was not that great because he was really shy, and I didn't really like, I don't really want a quiet, like timid guy. But he came over a few times for the Bible study at my Nana's house, and we got to talk. He's a really nice guy. I mean, there's nothing really like wrong with him, but I just wanted to be friends. Like I didn't give him any indication that I was interested, but we didn't get to know each other that well. We were in mixed company and everything, so it was fun. I was really missing um, my my house in Nashville, my friends here in Kentucky and Nashville. Um, John, my mom's okay. Mom and John broke up because John was dating mom for about 6 months. Sorry, 6 months. They were dating, and he just became very attached to the kids, me and my brother. And but things with him and my mom kind of like faded off. I don't know, there just wasn't a spark or something. So he broke up with her, and that was horrible. Like, I thought my world was crashing down. I felt like I was gonna die. Like, part of me had died, because I know that sounds over dramatic, but the relationship that I was building with him as a father figure, the connection that I had with him was, I just felt like somebody just chopped it in half. Like, even though he said he still wants to be in our lives, and even though he's not dating my mom, I just felt like I was never going to see him again, or, various things would keep us apart or something like that. And I was kind of scared. I was really upset. That night, I just left the house. I told my mom, I was like, I'm leaving. I'll be home when I'm home. And she got so mad at me for that. Like, she didn't want me, she wanted me to tell her a time that I was going to get back, whatever. My best friend Drake here in Nashville, he's amazing, so sweet, and I'm so thankful that I could go to him that night. He came and picked me up that night when I was just so upset, and we talked. We went to Waffle House and had waffles. But Drake, oh my gosh, he's really an amazing friend. I tell him everything. Some things he knows that my brother or my mom don't even know. Like, he's such a great friend. It makes me smile. And well, where was I? John and Mom broke up, but since then, John is still very active in my life and James's life. He's like a super huge father figure to James and I, and he loves us very much. And we love him too. He's just someone that I never want to get rid of. He's given me a lot of things that I needed as a daughter, stuff that I never got from my dad. And some people just don't understand the relationship that I have with John as a father-daughter type relationship. There's just needs that every girl has from her father, and my needs were not being met. Like, ever since I was a little girl, I never had that good relationship with my dad. And so now John is having to like make up for lost time. I act like a little girl when I'm around him, and he understands that. He caters to my needs, and, he shows me that he loves me when he gives me hugs, and he tells me that I'm a good daughter and everything. I know that's weird for you guys to think about. A lot of people in my life don't understand it, which kind of bothers me, because I wish they knew how great he was. But anyways, John ended up going to New Orleans with my mom as kind of a family thing. Like, he was there for James and I to be like the father figure, mom's ex-boyfriend kind of thing. So we all had a really good time. We did the tourist thing, downtown New Orleans, French Quarter, everything. And then when Mom and John left to go home to New Orleans, it was so boring. I hated my trip in New Orleans after that. Like, I was just bored, and I wanted to go home to Nashville. In the meantime, things were kind of blowing up on my Facebook. I was really emotional about my dad and just things that were going on in my life. So I was using Facebook to vent, which is not a good idea, people. I would recommend just don't do it. I did it for a while, and things just started blowing up. I was really emotional, and so every time I would post something onto Facebook, my mom or my Nana would come back and yell at me, saying that I should not have posted that on Facebook. And I was like, well, what's the point of having a Facebook if you can't put your stuff on there? If you can't put what you want on there, it's my Facebook. I'm going to say what I want, and whether I sound emotional or not, whether I tell you what I'm feeling or not, it's none of your business. If you don't like it, then don't read it. It's not my problem. And So they kept yelling at me and giving me a hard time. So I just decided, screw it. I'm better off without Facebook. I might as well just not put anything else on there. So I took a little break from Facebook and I deleted my account, which was hard for me because it's the same exact reason I deleted my last accounts. And, well, it turns out, I was fine after that. And so I came back from New Orleans, and I had made up my mind while I was in New Orleans that I didn't want to be in a relationship with my boyfriend anymore, James. I just got tired of it. I didn't really want to be tied to this one guy for the rest of my life. I knew that he wanted to marry me. I knew that we were getting too serious too fast, and I just felt like I had a lot of other things I needed to focus on than being a wife or being in a serious relationship. So in my head I called it off, and so when I got back to Nashville, I killed myself for like a week. I was completely depressed because I didn't know what to say to him. I didn't talk to him for like 4 days, I think, and it just killed me. So finally we talked. I got my courage up to say what was on my mind, and he took it really well. He said, okay, that's fine, let's be friends. I just needed to hear you say the words. And I was like, okay. He took it better than I expected, and that happens with a lot of guys these days. I expect a reaction from people. I expect you to get mad at me or upset with me because that's what I've been used to my whole life. My dad was always upset with me no matter what I did. He was always yelling and angry with something. I could never be good enough for him anyways. So time went by and James and I talked a little bit, not very much, and then he expressed to me that he wasn't having a good time with the breakup. He just told me these things, and it really shocked me because it wasn't the James that I was used to that I knew, and it scared me a little bit. But I talked to him a couple of days later after that, and he said I was on medication for I'm feeling sick, and the medication made me say that. I was like, yeah, right. The medication made you say that because I so believe what you're saying. I said, well, I guess you showed your true feelings. And after that, we sent long text messages and we worked it out and we talked through it. So we're going to remain friends. But I noticed that he's still kind of aloof. Like, he's not texting me or talking to me as much as he said he would. So, well, I guess time heals the heart. It takes time, da-da-da-da. So he's going to need time, I guess. But it kind of sucks because I thought he was going to be a good friend. It turns out he needs to take a little break, I guess. And, well, we can talk about what I'm getting ready for nursing school. I had to get blood work done, and I had to take a drug test, which the drug test was pretty bad because I could not pee. So I had to drink like 2 full water bottles within an hour, and it was so hard, and eventually I got it done. My blood work was not bad at all. It's no fun. Nobody likes getting their blood drawn and shots and all that, but it wasn't too horrible. I'm a huge baby when it comes to doctors. I loathe going to the doctor. I hate it. And I hate getting shots too. Like, I think just a couple years ago is when I stopped crying whenever I got shots. Now I don't cry, but it's still really uncomfortable. Like, I'll sit there and I'll be like, ow, 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 ow. And I think I had to get 2 shots that day and my blood drawn, so I was not excited at all about it. I was freaking out. Well, the blood work came back, and I was not immune to the chickenpox virus because I was never exposed to the chickenpox as a child. So they said I had to get a booster shot and then get my blood drawn again to test it. Well, I go they said the only way you can get a vaccine is if you go to the pediatrician. And so I go there, and the pediatrician said the only way you can get your vaccine is if you get a physical. Oh my gosh, I was so pissed off. Like, I was the biggest bitch that day. Like, I was not happy, and everybody knew it. I wasn't pretending at all. I could not pretend to like being at the doctor. I had to get in a gown, which, by the way, was retarded because she didn't even, like, look anywhere in particular underneath the gown, so I didn't really have to get undressed anyway. She could have done the whole listen to my heart and everything on top of my clothes. I did not need a gown. And I had to get the chicken pox shot that day, which I was super, super worried about because, well, people say if you get the flu shot, it gives you flu symptoms afterwards, which I was super worried. I was like, I don't want a chicken pox rash on my arm because I got a chicken pox shot. Well, everything's fine. They said that I might feel a little sickish, I guess, afterwards, which I did. A couple days ago, my body was just preparing and getting ready for Aunt Flo because Aunt Flo is visiting me right now. How great is that? But on top of that, I started getting the effects of the vaccine, and I was just feeling really yucky. Like, I could not get out of bed, and I just felt like my whole body aches. But not anymore. It's good. And the TB test, I had to get a TB skin test on my arm. You can't really see it because it's on top. But the woman, blonde bimbo, like, she could not do the test. The first time she stuck me with a needle, she went too deep, and the medicine was just pouring out. It wasn't creating a bubble on my skin or anything. And she was like, uh-oh, I guess I'll have to try again. And I was like, I hate you. It was just so bad. So then she stuck me again, and it was like a little tiny, teeny bubble. She didn't do it right again. And I was just like so mad because I really needed the results of this test to be right. And the way I'm looking at my arm now, it still doesn't look normal. Like, because she messed up the test. I have to go back and get another TB skin test anyway. So that's when I go get my blood drawn for the second time. All of this is for my preparation for nursing school. And every single time I have to go get a shot, I freak out. I worry, I get mad, and I'm just like, this nursing school is so not worth it if I have to get stuck with all these needles. But in the end, I know it will be, because I'm going to be the best damn nurse there ever was, okay? That's my plan, you guys. That's what I've decided this summer, because I really don't want to be in any serious relationship right now. Being in a relationship is just it's a lot of work, you know. You have to give your boyfriend the same amount of attention that you give to school or to work, you know. You have to balance it. And I'm so focused on school. I know it's summer, but there's a lot of preparation that needs to be done for nursing school. Nursing school this fall is not going to be easy. It's going to be a super hard challenge. It's probably going to be the hardest thing that I've ever gone through in my life. But I want to be a good nurse. I want to get through this, and I want to get a degree from Western Kentucky as fast as I can so I can get out of there. And I want to start a career, maybe in labor and delivery at Summit Hospital. I hope so, because that's what I really want to do. And I know that a lot of new grad nurses are going for babies or labor and delivery, but my heart's been set on that since I was 10 years old. I'm not changing it now because I want to follow through with my dreams. I want to do it, you guys. And I want to make a living for myself. I want to have a career. I want to buy a house for myself and support my life, then maybe get married and share my life with someone else and learn how to become a wife, learn how to become a mother. I mean, I do want those things. I do want to be a mom. Don't get me wrong. I'm like the most nurturing person you've ever met. And I'm not boasting. I just know it from how many people have told me that I work great with kids. I love kids. I love being a mom. I'm not a mom yet, but I want to be one day. I just want to take my time doing it. I want to do things right. When I was like 10 years old, I wrote my life plan on a piece of paper, and I'm doing each step in the right order. I'm not going to get pregnant. I'm not going to get married before I get out of college. That's just stupid. Speaking of getting married, my best friend Sarah, who I haven't talked to in about 2 months, probably about since school's been out, she texted me a couple times about this new guy that she met, and they've only been dating for like 2 months, maybe 3 months, 4 months. I don't know. It's not very long, to say the least. So she texts me one day and said that she is probably going to get engaged to this guy because he's going to ask her dad for permission. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was crazy because she's 21 years old. Okay, I understand if you're in love and it makes you happy. I'm fully supportive of that. So she's going to get engaged, which is awesome, great. And she told me it was official. But then she told me that she wants to get married before the end of this year. So before Christmas. And I was a little shocked at that. I don't know how I feel about such an early wedding. I mean, when I think about being engaged at 21 years old, I think of a long engagement. And but anyways, she told me I'm maid of honor, which is great. I mean, I've never been in a wedding. I've never planned a wedding. And I feel honored to be a maid of honor. So hopefully everything goes great and goes well. I mean, I'm her best friend. All I can do is support her and be there for her no matter where life takes her. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I love her to death. I'm like practically her sister. And so my best friend Sarah is getting married. Yay! I think the only thing I forgot to tell you guys about tonight was my daddy issues. We've had a couple, well, in New Orleans, he kept like harassing me to sit down and have a meeting, to sit down and talk about our relationship. And at first I was like, okay, fine, sure. I wasn't too keen about doing it. But then he told me that he wanted my papa to be like a mediator or like a third party in our meeting. And I totally was not okay with that. I just felt insulted that he would want to have a third party for our talk. I was like, well, can't this be between you and I, not somebody else? But then I decided after thinking that it's a good thing to have a third party or a mediator in this case because things are really, really bad between me and my dad. And I figured third party, well, he'll be on his best behavior and he's not going to be as hurtful as he usually is. So the meeting was, I don't think it really resolved anything. Him and I were just going back and forth, discussing things that had happened in our relationship in the past and the recent things that have gone on. And not until my papa stepped in to say something did it actually mean something to me. My papa let my dad and I finish what we had to say before he wanted to say anything. And he said one thing that stuck out in particular was he said that my dad and I are constantly ready to throw daggers at each other, to insult each other, to hurt each other with our words, because something's just not right, obviously. And he said that there's more to me than school. There's more to me than just being smart, because I am a girl, I am an emotional creature, and I have feelings that are important, you know. And my dad, he said a lot of really nice things and great things and promises. So in the end, we hugged and decided that we were going to try harder at our relationship. I even like went to the dog park with him and my brother while I was in New Orleans, which I wasn't too like excited about. I have to ease into the relationship. I have to take time to get used to talking to him again and making our relationship work. Well, I get back home to Nashville and he's here too, to drop off the dog, I think. But he took us to a movie and we had a great day together. It was awesome. And James and I were home alone that day. So he comes in to say goodbye to the dog and everything. And he decides to confront me about something that had happened in our talk, in our meeting from New Orleans. One, I was defenseless because I was home alone and no one was there to back me up. Two, well, I don't know, that's just a bad situation. So that was just not good. Whatever happened that day, I don't really want to remember what happened that day. But we pretty much just got in an argument again, like we always do. And he was being mean, just saying really ugly things to me. And it was basically like another fallout. Nothing had changed in our relationship. And that kind of opened my eyes. I just said, if that's going to happen time and time again, because that's who he is, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone like that. And I just can't do it. I can't. It's too hard for me to handle. And I said, God is going to help our relationship some way, somehow. But in the meantime, I think I'm just going to back off. Just cut it. Just cut it like I was trying to do before. I had never made the decision whether or not I wanted to continue a relationship with him. But I was only trying to continue a relationship with him because that's what other people told me was right. I knew in my heart, like for the future, that it was the right thing to do to help our relationship grow. But what my heart was telling me right now, it hurts. Right now, I don't want to be in a relationship with you. Right now, I never want to see you again. I never want to talk to you again because it hurts so much. So I tried to call him and talk to him, but he didn't like what I had to say. So I hung up on him before things got too messy. And I basically haven't talked to him since because he thinks that everything is fine and dandy and nothing is wrong in our relationship because he doesn't know how bad his words and his actions hurt me. So I figured if I just don't answer his calls or texts, I don't talk to him, I don't see him, that eventually he will get the picture, that I just never want to see him again. It is hard to think about, but I'm not the cause of our relationship ending. I mean, he has the worst character. I can't even describe it, you guys. So much bad has happened with me and my dad, but it's looking up for me now. My life is going, I don't even know what to say. I'm just trying to work on myself and improve my emotional stability. I'm just trying to come to terms with who I am separated from my dad and his anger and having my own control of my feelings, But other than that, summer is great. Mom has us doing chores every day, which sucks, but she is paying us $10 at the end of every week, which it does concern me a little bit though, because she doesn't have the money to give out like she does. I'm so thankful that she does that and she does help out, but she doesn't have the money. Summer's great. Can't wait to go back to Kentucky and start school and move into my apartment this fall. I'm supposed to be living with Sarah, my best friend Sarah. My best friend Olivia from high school that I graduated with, she's moving to Kentucky and starting school at Western Kentucky. So we're going to be living together. And then we have a third roommate who is random. I don't know who she is. But things are going to be great. I'm going to be the best college student, the best person you've ever met. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to make money. I'm going to go to school. And everything is going to work out. Okay, well, thanks guys for watching and listening to me ramble. I know this is a long video, but you deserve it because I haven't updated you guys in a while. So hopefully I can come back to you guys maybe in August after my nursing school orientation or when I move into my new apartment. So have a good day, you guys. Bye.